Welcome to this introduction to the FF&EZ-Design purchasing system. FF&EZ-Design purchasing does everything that the design version does, but adds the ability to issue numbered purchase orders and manage the expediting process. This includes the reconciliation of vendor invoices and generating vendor payment and client invoicing documents of your own. If you have not already watched the introduction to FF&EZ-Design, you should do this so that you understand how the ordering information is created. Although you can manually create single orders in the design purchasing version, almost all orders are created semi-automatically from the contents of a project's FF&E worksheet. The purchasing portion of the system adds four main screens to those in the design system: the purchase order screen itself, the expediting screen, the invoices list screen, and the check request list. From the orders list and expediting screens, you can access a set of processing functions. These take orders from initial issuing through invoicing. In contrast to simply printing reports, all numbered documents that you issue and process are created with the processing function. The check request and invoice lists allow you to manage the documents created with the processing functions, such as payments to vendors and invoices to your clients. This includes export functions that allow you to export new requests and invoices as transactions for use by third-party software. Also added on the project screen are options to control how orders are created, including the ability to generate project-specific order numbers using a unique prefix. The orders list displays all active orders in the system. Orders are initially displayed in reverse order with the most recent at the top. This screen allows you to edit orders and their items and adjust any taxes that might apply. You can enter freight quotes, change the shipping address, and record vendor deposit requirements. Most of the information on this screen is generated automatically if you create orders from the FF&E worksheet. Orders always inherit the project and specification settings when they are created, so if you use the recommended procedure to create them, you may only need to do minor editing or adjustments before issuing new orders. Order item descriptions, quantities, and prices are also managed from this screen using the smaller editing commands next to the items list. This includes adding new items and editing or replacing existing ones. The items screen includes a method of importing an item from a library, another project, or another order. And if your spec changes in the design project, you can refresh the description and the prices here. Draft copies of orders can be printed before issuing them using the Preview Draft button. Once an order is issued, an automatic revision tracking system goes into effect. As I mentioned, most major processing functions are found on the processing screen. These functions include issuing or reprinting orders, issuing check requests to pay vendors, entering deposits to vendors, entering vendor final invoices, which is a reconciliation process, issuing vendor balance requests, entering vendor balance payments, printing client invoices to your own clients, which can take the form of an actual invoice or as a invoicing backup format that only prints detail. Finally, you can enter client invoice payments, and you can close all the orders for a project at one time if you're done. The ordering process normally begins on a project's FF&E worksheet once the data has been finalized and checked. There are utilities that check for potential errors that you can run from the worksheet as well as from the object and specification list screens. Since these use the query system, you can print reports for those items to aid in final corrections. Although you can change or correct order items after they've been generated, the most important item to check before you create orders is the shipping destination, since this can affect whether products appear on a single order or separated for each destination. You can review this easily on the specifications list, as well as when you set up the orders. Orders for a project are created using the order command on the FF&E worksheet. To begin, you set a scope for which orders to create. The standard scopes range from a single object in a single room to the results of a custom query to everything in the project. In all cases, only objects that have not been previously ordered are included. The ordering command shows you two views of the data to be processed. The first is which objects are being ordered and where they are located. The second is all the products, including supporting components, grouped by source and shipping address. Before you create the orders, you can print an ordering worksheet that prints everything that will be included for review and approval. Accepting the list of items to be ordered will generate as many numbered orders as needed. The order numbers for all the primary components will appear on the worksheet list to make it easy to see what has been processed. On the orders list, the new orders will appear at the top of the list, where any final adjustments can be made, including specific shipping instructions for the whole order or for specific items. During the initial order review process, you can enter freight quotes, tax rates, or tax quotes if they apply to the order, and vendor deposit requirements. Before or after orders are issued, the process issued deposit check request command can be optionally used to create accounts payable requests, which can also be exported. You can also handle this with direct entries on the order screen to simply update status. These become important if you are providing status reports to purchasing management clients. The process issue orders command is used to create the formal purchase order. Two base formats include either short boilerplate or the equivalent of 2 word processor pages. A custom format can be created at extra cost. Once orders are issued, they will appear on the expediting form, which tracks both shipping status and summaries of the financial status of each item. The two major functions on this screen are the update item status and the update order status. These allow you to update the status of an individual item or of an entire order, depending on whether the shipped and received quantities match the original one. When only partial shipments occur, or when a final variance in the quantity must be entered, the update item status command does that for you. In the case of partial shipments, entering a quantity less than the expected one allows you to split the remainder to a separate line. Each of these two items have their own shipping status that can be tracked. One of the most important processing commands, especially if you are reporting to purchasing management clients, is to reconcile vendor invoices with the processing enter vendor final invoices command shown here. This is used on all orders, including those that are 100% prepaid. This lets FF&EZ know that the original order quantities, costs, taxes, and freight match what the vendor actually invoiced, or to resolve discrepancies. For instance, here, the vendor invoiced a higher freight amount, and we've verified that. That lets us spread the cost across the order. Once you've accepted the invoicing for a particular vendor's invoice, and that's been recorded, you can now issue, if you want, a vendor balance request. This would apply to purchasing management projects or to your own accounts payable departments. It becomes a document that shows what is owed to the vendor. Finally, if you're invoicing from FF&EZ or want to generate document detail to back up invoices from your own accounting system, you can create an invoice to your client with the function shown here. If you are responsible for reporting on purchasing status, the expediting screen and the purchasing list screen both have a set of reports to allow you to report on various types of status. These include vendor payment status and summaries, purchase order recaps, vendor invoice reports, expediting status, shipping variance, and a number of other reports. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any further questions, contact information is available at www.ffez.com. Thanks.